Good morning, brave awakened ones. Veronica of Higher Realm Holistics, Lady V here, February 1st, 2019. We made it through. Thank God. I started feeling those energies dissipating and dissipating and dissipating late last night, and I'm feeling so much better. Stay tuned to the end of this video where I give some information about my services and my webinars and my books, okay? Now, we were dealing with these very high intensity frequencies that were coming in starting the beginning of last week, and to my feelers, it lasted till last night, yesterday evening, and now I could actually open my eyes. What was going on with me with the vision was that you guys seen the inside of my apartment. Very bright Caribbean colors, okay? The colors were so bright, it was hurting my freaking eyes. It was so painful. That's how bright the colors were. And even being outside, when I was talking to you from the beach, it was actually drizzling. It was raining all day. I could not stand the colors in my apartment that I had to go outside. Even though it was drizzling and there were times where it was storming and everything, they were spraying so much, like X marks the spot. And like around 2 this morning, like you could still hear, my throat is scratchy. I had the worst burning metallic. I still have the metallic taste in my mouth. My throat was just burning. And metallic, it still hurts because I was coughing so much. I ran out of charcoal and chlorella, which is I'm going to go buy this morning so I could detox, because that's how you get it out of your system. So this video, I'm going to start making more and more of these videos because we're past this point. We've gotten to this point where enough light workers have raised their frequency high enough, and enough of us have crossed over into this 5D energy where I could talk this stuff. Because before, when I tried, people would panic and send me these long letters, and it was just crazy, where I was like, you know what, I don't want it to turn into a crucify her scenario for talking the truth. And I go very much by the Hermetic principles and the Hermetic rules, where as they say in the Cabalian, the lips of wisdom are closed except to the ears of understanding. The lips of wisdom are closed except to the ears of understanding. Or like Jesus would say it, you have to have the ears to hear and the eyes to see. If not, you're just talking to people who are going to freak out and panic and then turn around and come at you for telling the truth, because they're not ready to hear the truth. They don't want to hear the truth. The truth is just too much for them to hear. Okay? And a big signal of me doing this, saying that it's okay, is my own daughter, who I have said to you guys, very ornery, very does not want to wake up, very would rather have her eyes closed because the truth is too harsh type of person, even when it comes to just seeing her own greatness. Well, yesterday she called me up and I said, these energies are so powerful. If you're at 51%, it will catch you and take you to the positive polarity, because I'm very hermetic, so you know that, negative, positive, and also the law of 1, 51% is the magic number. And I'm like, I think my daughter's 51.1, and it caught her. I told you, you catch that, and you through the alchemical process, you use the mind. Because we are but thoughts in the mind of Source Creator. You use the mind and you transmute it. You transmute what's for your harm into your good. And she was buying into the false narrative of how, because of what's going on in the government, because she couldn't get, Obamacare, because she couldn't get, healthcare for her daughter, blah, blah, and food stamps, whatever, because she made like $1 over an hour. She was like, the world is ending and everything like that. She was buying into that bullshit false narrative, when the true narrative was, you're operating way below what you're supposed to be. You're operating way below your potential, even a scratch of your potential. And I said before, she turned on me and was emailing me and texting me, saying how I'm this narcissistic mother who wants to control her and make her like me, and she's not like me, and blah blah. And I'm the one making her feel bad about herself by being me, by flaunting my success in her face. I'm like, oh, you're so funny. Yet she says I'm broke because I should be making, 6 figures. I should be making at least 200,000 or more like the rest of my friends because of my education and where I am, and be driving a BMW like my friends instead I'm driving a Kia. I'm like, well, I choose not to do what my friends do. I choose to take this different, higher frequency road. And that's going to take a bit more to build. And I couldn't give two shits about driving a BMW because guess what? I like my Kias. And I'm going to keep buying me a Kia because I've been buying Kias for 15 years. Anyways, but besides that side joke, which is absolutely true. Yeah, she was so stuck in that false narrative. She was turning on me. And like I said, she made Christmas a living freaking hell for everybody because she was so angry about me pointing out, stop operating below your potential. You're buying into the bullshit narrative. It doesn't matter if you can't get Obamacare. It doesn't matter if you can't get Peach Care. It doesn't matter if you can't get Medicare or Medicaid, whatever the fuck it is, whichever one that is. You don't you're operating below where you're supposed to be. Stop buying into the bullshit. It finally rang into her head, like I mentioned a few weeks ago. And now she's even as a sous chef, she's realizing, wait a minute, I could be running the joint. And she finally admitted that yesterday, how her and her fiance, they're going to pool their money together. They're going to move, which I knew they had to move out of Atlanta where they are, and they had to move somewhere else. And they were going to open up a place, and it's happening. So check that one off for Lady B. Yay. So, here comes a beautiful big eagle. It just swooped in front of my face. Hello. And no, it's not a vulture. I take a good look at them, okay? People like, oh no, they must be vultures. No, they're actually eagles. We have eagles around here. Not eagles, I'm sorry. Hawks. We have hawks around here. Beautiful hawks. Like I said, I was at Unity Church once, and I was guided to go for meditation on a Wednesday evening after work in my scrubs, exhausted. And I was told there was going to be a hawk there because my grandmother's energy and spirit was going to be with that hawk to give me a message from my sister. And sure enough, there was a hawk that flew into the church during meditation. People like, whoa, and we had an indigenous Indian group there playing drums and doing a whole shaman thing. So it was cool with the hawk. How magical is that? Any which way, sidetrack. And again, if I don't resonate with you, I don't resonate with you. If you don't like my sidetrack and my stories, change the channel. You don't have to listen. So like I said, my daughter, ornery, 51.1% positive polarity, swung a huge swing over a few points. So if that could happen for her, there is hope. Okay, there's plenty of hope. Now, when it comes to the information that I'm downloading and getting, my oversoul made it very clear to me that, darling, and I knew this, my oversoul was like, we stepped aside back in December. Sometimes we're communicating with you, but that's why I had Thoth come back in. That's why I had Archangel Metatron come back in to help me reconnect with the sacred geometry. And this time it was those sacred geometries took me directly to source. So the information I'm getting is directly from the cosmos, directly from source creator. It's like getting the information not from the radio station, but directly from the, not from the cell tower, but directly from the actual source of where it's coming from. I don't even know how to explain it. But I'm getting my information directly from source. That is where this information is being revealed to me. And it's a knowing. I'm not getting words or anything like that. It's a knowing. Except yesterday I got those words where but it was also from source. The chains of, what was it called again? I don't remember. When I download this stuff, I don't remember. The video before this, you guys know what I'm talking about. So the information that was revealed to me, I touched on it in yesterday's video when I spoke about the next 5 years. 2019, this point, starting now, February 1st, through 2024, that 5-year period. Within that 5-year period, there's going to be a lot of sweeping changes. I was shown sweeping and cleaning out of the realm, sweeping out 3D. And it's called cleanup of 3D. That's the period between 2019, February 1st, today, 2019 to 2024. When in 2024 that ends, I'm not sure. But that is the cleanup of 3D. So it's about us cleaning up 3D, okay? And the way we're cleaning up 3D is by coming into our own as light workers, and even non-light workers such as my daughter and my sister and one of my and a few of my friends coming into their own. When you're coming into your own, that's coming into your own power. And it is, which is the only escape, the only out, which is the only out. And it's called your L.O.A, level of awareness. It's coming into a higher level of awareness. That is the only way out of the false matrix is down and we're cleaning it out. But as we're cleaning it out, there's going to be plenty of Earthladian, I'm calling them Earthladian souls, because you have Pleiadian, you have Syrian, okay? And instead of saying human, because Stealth made it very clear to me, we must expand what we think of human souls. That's another lie, thinking that human soul only represents those of us who live on Earth. That is a complete falsehood. Human souls do not just represent, Pleiadians are human souls, Syrians are human souls, Arcturians are human souls, Atlanteans were human souls, Lemurians human souls. They're all actual human souls. They're humanoids. We're all humanoids, okay? Venusians, human souls. We are, no, well, at the time, I'm not an Earthlian soul, but my daughter is an Earthlian soul, and that's what I'm going to call them, Earthlian souls, okay? Now, with this sweeping up of 3D, yes, we're going to be sweeping out some Earthlian souls, and the Earthlian souls that are going to be swept out are the ones who, between the time of 2019 and 2022, I don't know when in 2022, aren't going to be able to raise their frequency, will not go to that 51% mark. So therefore, they are going to get cleaned up and swept out with 3D. That sounds harsh, but it is what it is. And as we're coming into our own, as we're coming into our level of awareness, L.O.A, I love acronyms because, that's how it is in the medical field, acronyms. As we're coming into our L.O.A level of awareness, higher level, H.L.O.A, I'll call it, higher levels of awareness, we're not, we're not supporting that 3D thought of mind. And if you don't come into that higher level of awareness, you're going to be trapped in the cleanup, and I'll say, my own mother and uncle and plenty of people I know are going to be trapped in that cleanup. And what's going to trap them are all the traps that the Cabal and the Deep State and the Illuminati, whatever you want to call them, I'll throw them all in one pack, Cabal, Deep State. It's the same bullshit that they're throwing up, okay? We foil their plan to get enough energy to hijack the eclipse energies. Instead, we use that to fortify the 5D higher mind grid, so they couldn't try to power up again the 3D lower mind grid. And it's just dying off and dying off and dying off, as more and more connecting, the Earthlians are connecting, such as my daughter and my older sister and friends are connecting to that 5D higher mind grid, that the guardians of the gateway of the higher mind grid. Hi, I'm one of them. Or keeping it together by foiling their plans, the cabal and the on this spiritual plane. There are plenty of those who are foiling their plans on the physical plane. My job is the ethereal plane, spiritual plane, standing at the gates, and whenever they try to do one of their black magic rituals and shit like that, whatever they're trying to do, that's where folks like me, the guardians of the gateway, interfere. We cut them off, we take them down. Okay? So that's the deal on that. But there are plenty of people like David Icke who are taking him down more on the physical plane, So the different agendas that people need to have a H.L.O.C on, a higher level of conscious on, in order to rise above the false matrix, which is crumbling, to not get swept away. Let's say to not get swept away with the garbage, with the 3D matrix and the those who ran it, is to raise your frequency. But I'm sorry, like I was saying, 2019 to 2022 is called the frequency war. That period is going to be the frequency war, because it's the battle between 5D, the 5D mind grid, and those who want to try to all they're doing is trying to repower up the 3D mind grid. It's not up. It's this broken hot mess. It was always a hot mess. We know that because it's inverted. But it's them continuously trying to power it up. Like I said yesterday, like right now, the skies are horrible. They're so inundated with crap. Just, you see the nice clouds, and right behind it is just a blanket full of the aerosol. So that's going to keep on going. But the more and more Earthians that become more aware of what's going on and look the fuck up and realize what's going on, they will come into our pockets of heaven that us light workers are building, like alternative health care, where you actually get healed, alternative news, where you actually hear the truth, because again, those deep state people, the Cabal people, they due to free will and universal divine law, they tell the truth with the lie. That's what they call a forked tongue. You get the truth and a lie at the same time, and it's your choice. And those who are going to get swept away with 3D, they're falling into the false choice. That's what's happening. They keep taking the false instead of the truth. But if my daughter could take the truth pill, there are plenty out there that could take the truth pill. So don't lose heart, okay? Don't send me panicky emails, because I'm not going to answer them. And the different mechanisms that they're trying to use, we all know what that is. Number one, the air aerosols. And with the air aerosols, the number one thing they're trying to do with that right now is, number one, of course, block the ascension frequencies, so less people could catch the ascension wave, and less people could be activated. That's what they're trying to do with that. That's the number one priority they're trying to do right now. On top of that, it's spreading nanotechnology to try to unravel your DNA. And how they're doing that, again, is you end up inhaling these aerosols. It's in your bloodstream, and it's especially stored in your liver. And it's stored in your liver. And with the whole 5G rollout, it's to control you. It's basically control you through that and unravel your DNA, so you won't have the full spectrum of DNA. Your chromosomes won't be, all your ascension genes won't be activated and stuff like that. I just have to show you how nasty the skies look right now. Look at this shit. How obvious is that? Look at that. Wow, look how horrible that looks. Look at that. Look at that. Okay. Oh well. Right above me was like Tic Tac Toe yesterday on the beach. It was so intense. Tic Tac Toe. Okay. Try to fix this camera back again. Oops. I know I don't have much time before it switches off. I don't want to do a two-parter. Darn. Okay. So those aerosols about that nanotechnology and you getting those nanites in you unravels your DNA. And of course, when 5G turns on, they could control you even more. Okay. Also disease disbursement. I know in Atlanta and a few other states, people had this chronic cough lasting through November and December. Okay. Those were aerosols. You went to the ER and the ER was telling you that it was viral bullshit. Trust me, from someone who worked in the ER for a while, that's what we tell people when we don't know what the heck it is. Oh, it's viral, it'll go away. It wasn't viral. It was this crap aerosol being sprayed in the air because honestly, it was a dry run to see what shit they could spray and how sick they could make you and how people react, and also to spread fear. Okay. Again, also weather control. It is not global warming. It's the crap that they're spraying in the air to try to make people think and buy into the whole global warming bullshit. The earth is going through polar shift and changes. We all know this. People wake up to it. They are waking up to it more and more. Okay. So I'm talking fast so we can get through this. Okay. And technology. Okay. AI is a big one. We all seen those stupid chips people are putting underneath their damn skin saying, oh, look, I could buy chips and turn on my computer and open a door. You freaking idiots. Okay. Stop it. You're buying into it. They're going to control you. All right. Those watches, those smart watches, people please. I have had clients wearing those watches. I can't even touch them because it literally zapped my body. Don't wear those watches. You are being controlled. Your vitals are being taken, all right? Every part of you is being monitored through those watches, okay? Not a smart idea, and as light workers, you should know better. Take that shit off, all right? Do not wear it. Okay. And the whole transhumanism thing also has to do with, AI, transhumanism, trying to, get rid of individuality. Okay. Make us basically into robots. We all know this. And that's part of the watch too. And of course, the chip. Make it cool, Ooh, I'm like part robot. I am so cool. I am strong. I could be this. Again, those people are going to get swept out with 3D. They're going to get swept out. Whoever buys into that bullshit is going to get swept out. Social media. We're using social media. We're using it because we're using the alchemical way as social media, again, from the negative polarized end, is being thrown at us to control us as a negative thing. If we're over here on the positive, we catch that social media thing and we transmute it into using it for good and higher. So we're using it, like I am, to wake up people. Okay. So that's social media. Of course, used for dumbing down for those who are allowing themselves to be dumbing down by it. And of course, we know TV and everything like that, the whole entertainment industry, which is going to be swept away again, because we're going to start building our pockets of heaven. And that goes into entertainment, which I'm going to go into that also. That's going to be part of my realm once I establish the health part, because that's what's needed most right now. So I was told within these first 5 years, what's needed most right now is the holistic health, because so many people are in crisis, especially when it comes to addiction. And I never thought I'd be doing that. But yeah, that's like the number one crisis that I have to come up with my healing modalities to deal with. That's very important. And a lot of you healers, you're going to see different modalities like art, healing art. That is going to come up. And I met another wonderful person who's doing it also. So that makes like a few of you this month already, the month of January that I met, who's going to be going into the healing art, as in your artwork is going to be triggering healing and activating people. So yay, that's awesome. And of course, mind control, that is what the technology is about. Voice to skull technology is another thing that we all know is being used. Okay, but it's going to get even worse through the disbursement of those aerosols with the nanotechnology. That's going to connect with the 5G and make it even more powerful. Okay, so that's another thing. But again, if your frequencies raised, if you're operating from 5D frequency, these are 3D beings. You will not be affected. Just get to that 51% mark. If you're watching my video, you already know you are. Unless you're sitting there making nasty comments. I'm not talking about disagreeing with me. I'm talking about the ones who make nasty comments and act foolish and are just here to distract and stuff, trolls and everything like that. Yeah, you're going to get swept away. I have news for you. Bye. You're going to get swept away. Okay, now the transgender agenda. I'm going to touch on this real quick. And if you can't handle what I'm saying, sorry about it, not sorry about it, okay? There is a transgender agenda, and it is about a distortion about the divine masculine, divine feminine. And again, has nothing to do with being gay, has nothing to do with being transgender. I'm friends with hermaphrodite. She presents female and she chose to live as a female. I was a drag mom. You know, may my baby rest in peace. My drag baby rest in peace. He did pass away a while ago. I've known transgender people, been great friends with transgender people. Actually, they love me. I go down to South Beach. My friends are like, oh my God, you're like their queen. I'm like, yes, I love them. Okay. But there isn't a transgender agenda, and they're using and manipulating people who are actually transgender to push this agenda to erase the divine masculine, divine feminine energies. That is what's going on, to make you gender neutral. That's what the whole bullshit gender neutral is. Guess what, people? You come into the emergency room, we need to stick a Foley in you. We're going to need to know if you're a man or a woman, all right? Besides that, even if you're transgender, guess what? I'm not going to check you. If you're saying you're having pains and cramps in your lower abdomen, I'm not going to be checking your ovaries. Okay? I'm not going to give you a pregnancy test. I'm going to check your prostate. Okay? You're going to have to you still can get prostate cancer. Oh, okay? Plain and simple. Biology. Even with your labs. The line for a woman to be anemic is totally different from the line for a biological woman to be anemic is different from the line for a biological man to be anemic. So there's no such thing as gender neutrality. Just isn't. It is the biggest, my head wants to fucking explode when I heard that shit. I saw somebody who worked at a facility for 17 fucking years, 1 year away from retirement, almost get fired and lose her pension over somebody calling what presented as a male. He was there for a sex change that went really bad. Full beard, I should say, whatever. He had a full beard, right? Flat chest, deep voice, but had the sex change down there go really bad, where there was just a hole that I could fit 2 fists in, which I had to do the packing and the wound vac in. Not cute. And she said, sir, to him, to the person. Said, okay, sir, because he or she, whatever he wanted to go by, asked a question. And to top it all off, he was still going, I'm going to say he, because he was still going by his male name. Okay. But our boss overheard her saying he, sir, and then wrote her up. And then I went and told the patient had to come to bat for that nurse, who was actually a nurse manager, and say, no, first of all, I go by my male name still. And I totally understand. I'm sitting here with a full beard. Okay, so you see how the bullshit goes on? Okay, not even the transgender person was buying into the bullshit. So please, that is part of the agenda, to erase and rewrite nature. Okay. So that's the transgender, they're manipulating and using transgender people, which I feel so horrible for. And you can see what they're doing to children. They're starting very young. I have a friend, my best friend's a teacher, and she says there's actually 3 kids who every freaking semester they come back, they're switching back and forth between girl and being a boy. And it's ridiculous. And teachers have gotten fired over it. You see how they're manipulating, okay? You see how they're manipulating. Again, if you raise your frequency, you're not going to buy into it. And it has to do with your higher level of awareness. That is the gauge, the higher level of awareness, people, okay? And we will, as we build our pockets of heaven, that is in the 5D mind grid, we are sweeping away the 3D, and more of the humans will join us. Of the, not, I should say, more and more of the Earthians will join us. Okay, Lady V out. Visit higherrealmholistics.com for webinars, sessions, books. You also could buy my book, How the Caterpillar Flew, on all the online book retailers. My book signing is at Barnes & Noble's in Miami, the 16th of February. And you could also sign up for my webinars, and which I have 2 coming up this weekend, and also sessions, and my book, How the Caterpillar Flew, autographed copy from my site. If you want it fast, you can get it from all the other online book retailers. And you could also purchase my meditations from there. And thank you, Patreons. Thank you, supporters. Lady V out. Okay, that was a mouthful, and I did it right in time, and I got all the information out. Okay, so people, raise your H.L.O.A, high level of awareness. That's the way out. Okay, keep it up, keep it raised, and help those Earthlians who are going to come to you get above that 51% mark. We got this. We already got the victory. Lady V out. Bye.